All right.
Now recording.
Yay. You did it right today, Jesse.
I was going to say, do I not sound like a weird robot thing? It was,
No.
I listened back, right? I listened back and I was like, I definitely said all right. And it turns out, I don't know what happened, but it only caught like the last part of it. And it was like weird. I was like, what the heck was that? Because you're absolutely right. That sounded crazy.
It did.
Not
Speaking
accurate.
of crazy, we need to get professional, Jesse. This podcast has leveled up and I've not even done the introduction yet. So can you just hang fire a second with your weird noises and let me crack on? Okay.
Sounds good.
Ain't touchy this morning. Gee.
Wow. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Update podcast. Of course, very unofficial. We're on episode 46 and we've got some interesting news. If you haven't listened to the last podcast, we basically talked about the fact that we were going to open up Patreon to help support the podcast because of various woes with hosting and the increasing costs of doing it, which I will talk about in a great deal in my week section. But before we get to that, I just want to explain what the Patreon is. It's basically a service where you can go along and you can join one of our 4 tiers. The minimum tier is $1 per podcast or £1 per podcast, and that will give you access to our Patreon-only feed when we do bonus shows, which we've got a couple of ideas for already, although we haven't spoken to Slack about that yet. It'll give you access to our live episode recordings when we do those in the Discord, and as well access to the Patreon-only Discord channels and a fancy shiny Discord role. And the other perks will give you, or the other tiers will give you a little bit more than that. So if you would like to support us, then you can do by going over to patreon.com/the Minecraft Update. And it is per podcast. The tiers are priced per podcast. However, if you don't want to spend $4 a month, if we did 4 podcasts, that would be $1 a podcast at the minimum tier. That would be $4. You can put a cap on it. You can say, I want to go at this tier, but I only want to pay this much per month. So you can completely make it however you want. And the way that it works is when we've done a podcast and I upload it and it's live, I go to Patreon and say, hey, we've uploaded a podcast. And then it'll charge you then, I believe. So what do you think, guys?
Good deal.
Woo.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of emails this week come through my email. Just you've been a busy fox.
Yeah. We've got, believe it or not, 6 incredibly lovely people that have already signed up. And although they haven't signed up at the tier where I shout out your names at the beginning of the podcast, there's a special one-off, seeing as though we've just opened it and we've had so many generous people already. I'm going to mention that me as John, Dracrian, Striker TS, Faded Daddy-O, Cinnabald, and Global Rhino 9115 have all joined our Patreon. So thank you very, very much to them. And thank you two for both turning up and being here and making this podcast extra special, even if it's just for me, which it isn't, because I'll explain later. But we get many, many people listening to the podcast. Right, Jesse.
Yes.
What have you done this week?
This week I've mostly been editing and trying to be more organized with how I am making content lately. I used to just kind of wing it, right? I would sit down and record and just take it from there. So lately I've been trying to like write down episode ideas or like episode little synapses before I record and then kind of try to be organized, right? So that's been really interesting. It's not how I usually do things, so it's been a little different. But I'm trying to do that because I don't know if you guys have this, but there are certain months out of the year that are just bad, right? Like for some reason, life events, whatever, there are just some months that are incredibly difficult for personally.
December, just Christmas comes in and gets in the way of everything. You're like, look, I'm trying to live my life. What are you doing? With all these weeks of stupid songs and kids getting all excited and decorations, I could just do without it, Jessie B. I know exactly how you feel.
There's that. There's definitely that part of it. Just December in general for me is really bad. Like personally, it's where a lot of loss has happened. So I just like December, rough. And so every December I try really, really hard to make my schedule as busy as possible. The less my brain has to work, the better, right? So I am daily streaming in December. I am collabing like a mad person. I am, it's a lot. It's a lot. And so having some sort of schedule is really trying to help with that. And in that, I have realized my boundaries are awful. Like I have no boundaries. I am just like this person who gives all the time, no matter what. I go, go, go. And so I'm also at the same time, basically trying to be like, no, I will do so much. I will not just be this open resource, right? And so it's definitely been a change. I have been told that I'm grumpier because I no longer am just like passive. I'm like, no, if I have an issue, I'm going to say something. If I don't have an issue, then I'm just going to be normal. But that doesn't make me grumpy. It just means that I'm no longer your doormat. So it's been really interesting, I will say.
Okay, well, that's good. It's good to stick up for yourself and make boundaries for people so that they understand. It obviously can be quite interesting for people when you've had somebody that's been just like, yes, 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 nice, 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 and then they're all of a sudden like, no. But then people get used to it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
You're definitely doing the right thing.
Thanks.
On a personal level, one of the hardest things that I had to struggle with ever changing was telling people no and not feeling bad about it.
Oh yeah, that's the rough one for me.
I still feel bad about it. It
yeah.
sits with me for at least 30 seconds. It's horrible.
That seems about right, considering our past. That seems about right. You're wondering if he's genuine about that or not. I assure you, he's pretty genuine about that.
To be fair,
seconds.
right?
Wow.
I spent my life carrying guilt of letting people down or feeling not good enough or anything like that. And then, I don't know, I just sort of, when I got into my 30s, it was just like, no, I can't just sit on guilt constantly and just feel bad all the time. I need to just get on with things. So I don't know, just sort of swished it off, I suppose.
Notes on how to do that, because that's why I am all the time. Like, even though, right, like there's an example. Somebody asked me to do something and I had to say no because I had no time, right? That was like a week ago. Every day I'm like, I feel really bad. I maybe could have made time. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, you find yourself making all the excuses in the world why you should have done it, and you could have done this and you could have done that. But at the end of the day, it's not your responsibility to do that.
Yeah.
And most people will probably just forget about it as soon as they've asked anyway. Then you end up carrying it with you for ages. So I think you just gotta keep busy. I think try and put it to the back of your mind. Keep busy and get used to saying no, I guess.
There you go. What about you, Slag?
For me, saying no, it's become a lot easier, especially the last 6 months. The last 6 months, it's just become a lot easier. And now, it's like if you ask me to do something now and I genuinely didn't want to do it, but no, I don't care if you don't like it or not. I'm not doing it. If you can't respect my ability to say no, then you can't respect me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all, when someone asks us something, we put on this expectation that they're going to be incredibly let down if we don't follow through. And I think most people aren't. I think most people ask because,
understand.
Yeah, and then you go no, and they're like, okay, fair dues. I just asked, it's not a big deal. And I think that's a big part of not having to feel bad about it, is just realizing that most people will just like go, oh, okay, fair dues.
It's like if I go, Foxy, we meeting up this Friday. If he says no, then okay, I'll find something else to do. It don't bother me.
Yeah. I am ready this Friday, Slack.
Okay. All right, so I'll be there this Friday too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, good. Excellent.
But speaking of this Friday, Jen's now returned home.
Aww.
So if we're talking about my week now, which we'll get out of the way, it's been slow the last 2 weeks on Minecraft and everything because I wanted to spend as much time with her as possible. So now that she's returned home, I've been looking at my editing folder and I'm just like, do I really need to touch this stuff? I just do in the last 2 weeks, this is what happened. Because now there's like 8 episodes of Slackville sitting in there that I need to edit. Granted, Watchful's doing all the TV stuff, which at this point he's good until February.
Wow. Jeez.
Wow. Yeah.
Can I borrow some of that content? Because I've still got nothing.
He's like, yeah, we got videos till February. And I'm like, okay, well, I've got probably 3 more planned out this week. He's like, yeah, that's fine. So other than that, it's looking at my schedule, and I'm just like, do I really want to put myself on one? Because we all know how I am with them. I'll go on it and then I'll rebel. So I'm trying to see, there's got to be a middle ground somewhere, like maybe a chaotic schedule. You know, I flip a quarter each day. Is today a scheduled day or not a scheduled day? I don't know.
Right. Putting a schedule on is obviously pressure on that you don't like, because you associate schedule with your work. So rather than having a schedule, right, just write down, get a whiteboard or a notepad or something and keep it by your desk and just write down all of the things that you would like to achieve over the next week or month or something. And then just look at it each day and go, I could do that today.
I'd have to have it almost as a daily thing. If I did it as a week, I'd put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off. And then the last day of the week would be there and I'd be like,
one thing at a time, like record this particular video or edit this particular video or make time for this particular person or do this. And then you can look down it, right? And you go through this list. And I always got one. I've always got a notepad on my desk with a list of things to do. And I look down it and go, no, accounting, no, that can wait. Be nice to people, no. You know, and you pick one that you feel like doing and it feels a lot less like hard work.
The main thing I've been considering, taking 1 hour a day and dedicating that to like editing, whether I finish an episode or whether I just start an episode, or even if I only get, you know, an hour worth of something into it, just that minimum, at least an hour of editing a day. And the video will be released when the editing is done, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's what I'm considering. It's like a chaotic schedule, I guess. It's like, yeah, I'll do something, but it'll be done when it's done.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're happy that you're doing enough, then I think that's great. Do it.
Yeah, you just told me. Thanks. Yep. Good talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. My week. I have been on a very, very long, very, very expensive podcast learning experience. And no, I didn't sign up to a course or go and see people and, you know, get told what to do. I learnt everything by trial and error, mainly error, making huge, very expensive boo-boos. Jeez. Where was I up to last week? When we did last week's podcast, obviously we knew that we'd run out of space on Spreaker and I needed to do something. What did I explain that we were planning on doing, and had I already started doing any of it yet?
We were talking about making a website for the podcast and hosting it ourselves. And
yeah. Okay. So that was and is and has been the plan, to basically take away our requirement for Spreaker or another podcast hosting service, do it all totally ourselves in order to save money and make the podcast better as well. Because, okay, there are loads and loads of podcast agencies or websites or services that you can go to, and they're like, hey, we've got this free tier, then we've got this tier, and we've got this tier, and we'll host all of your files for you, and we'll do this, and we'll do that, and we'll submit your stuff to all the show. But what they do, unless you're paying them at quite a high tier, they spam their stuff all over your podcast feed. They link to their website and not your website. They hold back analytics, and it's not as good as if you're producing your own feed, which is basically a podcast is an RSS feed, which is an XML document which has to be written very, very specifically, which has all of the information about your channel, links to all your pictures, your websites, has all the information about every single episode in it. The more episodes you do, the longer it gets, and it points to everything in the right direction. It points to where your podcast audio files are and all that sort of stuff. And you can make it so nice and clean if you do it yourself. And these other services, unless you're paying through the nose, they don't mess it up. It still works. Like, it worked fine with Spreaker for all that time. But it's not as nice. And with me having experience in building websites and running servers and stuff like that, I thought, how hard could it be? So I built an admin part of our website, which is an area where I can put in all of the episode information, upload the audio files, upload the images, and basically every time we do a new episode, click new episode and put all the details in for that, and it generates the feed. And that was working great. That's good. And then I thought, right, okay, I need to put the audio files somewhere where they're going to be accessible 24/7 on a server somewhere where they can be downloaded and they're not going to move about. So I chose to go with Google Cloud Hosting because it seemed like a really good idea at the time, because their pricing system, although I didn't really understand it all 100%, I have to admit, was that you could store a ridiculous number of files, and it didn't look like it would be, well, cost anything at all for people to retrieve those files, i.e. people to listen to the podcast things. But I was wrong.
Uh-oh.
So I put all of the podcast files on there, made a whole new feed, distributed that feed to all the podcast services. Google Podcast didn't like it at all. They decided we only had 11 episodes, and all of their analytics stuff went out the window. There's actually 58 episodes altogether if you include the original ones I did before you guys came along.
Wow.
And apart from Google Podcasts, everyone else was pretty happy with it. So, and they're fine now. After another week's worth of fiddling about with it, they've listed all 58 episodes, so it's absolutely fine. But yeah, so I got all of the stuff on there, moved it across, and I realized two things. The first thing was, it was going to be ridiculously expensive. After 2 days, it had already cost me £20, as opposed to Spreaker costing me $8 a month. And their projected forecasts for the end of the month for December were £540 to have the files there.
What?
So, yeah. So then I found out one of the reasons Google didn't like me changing the feed was because, unlike other podcast services like Spotify and iTunes and places like that, who look at your episode and season number to decide what episodes they are, Google look at the file name. So if you move your podcast audio files from one service to another or somewhere to another, Google just decides they're all completely brand new episodes and wipes everything out and makes a complete mess of it. So I was like, okay, so I need a system in place that's not expensive, that means I can tell Google the files are somewhere but be able to move them like cleverly, and deal with it like that. So I spent a whole day, nearly 2 days, looking through all of the different ways that we could host files through cloud hosting networks and things like that. And I eventually came across one called DigitalOcean, who seemed to be the cheapest of the bunch. So to host the files there, it would be about $5 a month, and it would cost potentially, on the rates that we're getting downloads, another $5 to $10 a month as well, which still seemed expensive. And I was like, well, surely there's a cheaper way of doing it. I used to run servers from home. Maybe I could put it on a server at home, but then there's always that worry that if the server shuts off or my internet shuts off or the electricity shuts off, no one's going to be able to listen to the podcast. And also, the cost of running a server just in the electricity alone at home was going to cost between £30 and £60 a month just for the electricity. So I ended up coming up with a very cunning plan, guys, that is now going to cost us about £1 per month.
Wow.
Yeah. However, it has cost me nearly £200 a month plus the £20 a month worth of going through Google Cloud Hosting to get here. So I was thinking, I was thinking, what could I use at home as our primary source of audio files that is cheap to run, uses hardly any electricity, and isn't just a computer sat in a room somewhere just kicking out heat and eating electricity. And it occurred to me that there's these things called Raspberry Pis. Have you ever heard of a Raspberry Pi?
No.
Not for a while, but yeah.
Okay, a Raspberry Pi is a tiny weeny computer. It's the size of a credit card, right? But it's very powerful. It's like almost as powerful as a phone. They cost about £50, although because they're completely out of stock and it's nearly Christmas, the only way to get hold of one was to pay 3 times as much. So I bought one for £150, and you can just set them up as a web server and they run off 5 volts. So the electricity usage is nothing. I worked out to run one of those, even if it was running at full pelt for a whole month, it wouldn't cost me more than £1 a month to run it. So you get one of those, you pop an SD card in it, you tell it you want to run a web server, you put your files on it, you direct your website area to that, And hey presto, for the last 3 days, all of our podcasts have just been feeding off that. But just in case there is a problem with my internet or if there's a problem with the electricity, I wrote a little bit of a clever program on the website that will redirect you to the stuff that's at DigitalOcean just in case it can't find the files on my Raspberry Pi. So after a week of doing everything, I think I finally got a solution that isn't going to cost us the earth, allows us to have it completely in-house, and I think I got there, guys.
So
I did it.
So if I understand correctly, though, you're hosting everything on the PI, and if it's down, it's going to direct it towards the hosting company that costs, what, like $10 a day or something like that?
No, like at maximum, if it was running full pelt with all of our stuff on it without my thing at home, it would be about $10 a month. So
you got a fail safe in there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So then obviously I built the actual Minecraft Update podcast website, which is now completely up and running. I've got all of the stuff on there. We've got all of the good ideas in the good ideas bin on there. We've got all the bug reports on there. We've got the hosts page. We've got the episodes page. You can listen to the podcast on there. You can watch the YouTube videos on there. So that's all done and dusted. So right now, I think I've finished until I realise there's another problem. So that's been fun. That's been my week. Again, no, I've done a little bit of streaming, no YouTube videos, no editing, but at least I think, fingers crossed, we're there with that one.
Well, that didn't leave you much time for Pokemon, did it?
No, I haven't played any Pokemon. I haven't watched any TV. I haven't watched any YouTube. I've not listened to any of the podcasts I like listening to. I have sat at this computer pretty much 20 hours. No, not 20 hours. 12 hours a day at least. Doing that. And I've finished. I can relax now. And I can relax with all of this wonderful feedback that we've got. We've got a whole bunch of feedback this week, peeps. Starting with Dutch, saying, just heads up, Google Podcast is now showing you'll only have 11 episodes. Followed by NSPG911. It says, what? Your podcasts are missing, Foxy. Your podcast used to have the older podcast episode, older than the Spawn Chunk's first Google Podcast episode, but now it's gone. It's not gone. It's back now, guys. I fixed it. As of literally this morning, Google had finally got its act together and listed all 58 episodes again.
Aww.
So yeah, I've been checking daily, like, to find out what all of the services have been up to. Spotify's been fine, iTunes has been fine. I've even submitted it to a bunch of ones I didn't even know about. But Google, the whole week I've been telling it, like, this is the new feed. And it's like, nah. This morning it was like, oh, okay, cool, good, yeah, 58 episodes, there we go. Thank you.
Oh boy, that's
yeah.
So
Okay, so thanks for letting us know, guys.
Yeah, that's always good. Striker TS says, everyone always says they love the podcast and don't change. I love the podcast, but I still want to see you change. Next podcast, Jesse should speak with the British accent. Slack should be the giggly one, and Foxy should respond to everyone's request with "I'm no-tell. You can't tell me what to do." Thanks for the great program. I'm always excited when the new one drops.
I'm no-tell. You can't tell me what to do. I'm not changing.
No.
I would love to hear giggly snack. Yeah.
Jiggly
snack.
Jiggly,
wow.
giggly snack.
I'm done.
Jiggly,
bye. Y'all have a
snack.
good day. I'm just disconnect sound.
Apparently my brain is not working. Giggly Slack. I think that would be adorable.
Yeah. I want to hear Jesse's British accent.
Oh no.
The next feedback you got to read out. You got to do British.
Tell me what to do.
Oh jeez.
No.
Good talk. Lucas. I already see your comment, but let me read it, and then I'm gonna. Hey guys, Slack doesn't read the news. He should read the news this time. You know what? I got you,
Yep.
Lucas. You ready for this? News. Minecraft has updates. The end.
Wow. The shortest podcast in the world, hosted by Slack Lizard. In the news this week,
Make sure to pay your
There was more
podcast fee,
updates.
$29.99. Just saying.
JJ1109 says, RE Patron, you mentioned that perhaps a monthly podcast on a different subject. How about a monthly live for whatever tier, taking questions from those patrons? Yeah, that's one of the things we talked about, obviously doing the live shows. I would like to do them monthly. I think we've already talked about doing them every, was it 10 episodes?
Yeah, it was every 10 episodes.
Yeah, but I feel like we could do that monthly, couldn't we?
Possibly.
What? Huh?
I'm hearing resistance.
I mean,
what was that?
No,
and not feel bad. Just saying, Jesse.
No.
And not feel bad.
It's not that. I just with how often one of us is like, no, we gotta go. Like I'm not gonna be there. It's just like I feel like if we know ahead of time, okay, every 10 episodes is a live show. Like it's easier to try to organize, but every month, I feel like people are gonna. It's gonna be a little more difficult, but I'm not opposed to it.
What if we did if we said like the last podcast in every month is going to be a live one, and if you miss it, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. If you've got live stuff going on, just don't worry about it. You know, I'm sure we can always gather two of us to get us through it.
I'm okay with that. I wouldn't be opposed.
You all right with that, Slag?
This one that would be. What day is that? That's like Christmas this year or something?
Yeah, it'd be a great one to do it on.
It would be the 28th, so it would be the week after Christmas.
Look, as long as I just have to be here at the same time, I don't care if there's just us 3 or 200 people here with us. I'm going to be me. So,
it will only be the patrons from now on. So, if you want to listen to our live Christmas show on the 28th of December, you better get signed up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, what was I going to say? There was something else I wanted to bring up about that, but I've completely forgotten, so don't worry about it. We'll move on.
Wait, did you say that only patrons get to be in the live shows now? Or is it only patrons get to talk in the live shows?
No, only get to be in it.
Oh, I don't know if I like that.
Well, that's where you get early access for patrons, you see. We had to come up with things that were worth giving people. And everything I went on that was like, what's a good idea to give perks to patrons? And they're like, give them access to your live shows. I was like, okay, there you go. Okay.
Maybe like an extra one. Like,
are you just moaning about doing one a month, let alone extra ones?
Okay, but if we still did every 10 where everyone could be there, but the every month one, like, it would be fine. I don't like the idea that no one can be in it ever besides patrons. That feels icky. I don't like it.
Well, okay, so we'll alternate then. So we'll do one a month, but every other month, everybody can join the stage thing.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah.
But only the patrons can ask questions.
Fair. Sure. I'm okay with that.
I feel like I'm like that. Just give me your money, guy. I'm not. I'm just trying to make it fair for the people.
I get it. Yeah, definitely.
You're trying to justify the income expense with a nice additive. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bunch of people in the Discord were like, "Oh, we'll just support you anyway. We don't need any perks." But you can't. I need to give you something, and a little coloured name on the Discord's not enough as far as I'm concerned. So. But that's what I was going to say. Speaking of obviously doing a monthly live thing, I really do think we could probably find some time between us, even if it's just two of us or one of us, to do something fun just as a little like side thing once a month, like as a bonus show thing. And I was talking to, very briefly, text Jessie a couple of times this week, Slack, about, I asked if she could record any Pokemon content. Unfortunately, she hasn't got a capture card because I thought it would be a really fun little bonus show for me and Jessie to play Pokemon together, record it, and then just talk about how rubbish it is for half an hour. I thought it'd be great.
Yeah, I'm getting one of those, by the way.
Oh, when you have, it's Pokemon time. Right, moving on.
Rick Hunter says, thank you guys so much for talking about my end noise bug in this week's podcast. I will have a good look at the add-ons on our realm and get back to you.
Oh, hang on. And there's another one a bit further down from Rick Hunter as well. I'll just put that next to that one. You were going to read that anyway, Jesse.
Oh, nice. Okay. And so they've updated it and said fixed. It was a rogue aesthetic mod from Vanilla Tweaks. I'll be sticking to just Foxy's add-ons from now on. Thank all three of you. I'd never have thought to look at the packs if you didn't say Google had nothing for me. Legends.
You're welcome, Rick Hunter. I'm glad we could solve your problem. And thank you for just using my add-ons. My add-ons work perfectly. 99% of the time. Well,
80% code. I mean, what? Huh? Who said that?
Oh, I tell you what else I did this week, guys. Sorry, Slack, before you. I was watching the Linus Tech Tips one show for like half an hour earlier in the week after I'd been sat at the computer all day. And they were talking about this thing called Chatbot AI. Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I am genuinely concerned for the future of the planet now because of this, because if you don't know what it is, basically, the clever people that have made AI stuff have made a chatbot which anybody can just use and go and test and play with. And you can have a conversation with it, but it's not just clever like, oh, it talks back to you, that's quite cute. No, it can write you essays. It can do your homework. It can write you programs. It can write Minecraft add-ons and mods for, you just say, I want a mod that does this and does that and does that and does that. And it'll show you the code. It's like, I just want to do this. I asked it to make a one-player sleep add-on for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, and whilst it didn't get it quite right, it sent me a bunch of code back talking how it would work if it was written in this particular programming language. So it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So I was like addicted. I went to bed at about 11 o'clock last night and spent about 2 hours just talking to it, asking it crazy stuff. I was asking it things like, oh, what would be a good title for a Minecraft video that's about this? What would be a good name for this sort of thing about this? What would be a good new series to start to interest these sorts of people? And the more questions you ask it about the same sort of subject, the more like
it learns.
Yeah. And you can start all over again. You can sort of reset it and start again. But I was like, can you write me a nice message to my son, Jack, who's 17, and tell him how much I miss him? And it wrote this absolutely gorgeous, letter. And I'm like, I want to send that. It felt so disingenuous. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, yeah.
That's scary, honestly.
Yeah. But, oh, man. Yeah, many, many good ideas to come from that in the future, I think. Right. Sorry, Slack. I cut you off there. It's your turn.
That's all mildly terrifying. Anyway, Brood says, great podcast last week. I see you're aiming to be in the top 1% for the Pokemon podcast as well. Keep up the good work. It's always a good time with you guys in my ear.
Yes. Yes, yeah. That's the bonus show. Once a year when they release new Pokemon, it's just going to be Pokemon podcasts for a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah.
Argonaut says, hey, Foxy, Jesse, and Slack. I discovered your podcast when Minecraft Live episode came out. I wanted to say I love it and I look forward to each new episode. I love the witty sarcasm, the good humour, and the fun you all share. I find Jesse's laughter and cheer really brightens the mood, and I come from a very sarcastic family, so I love Foxy's humorous, sarcastic approach to hosting. I have 2 kids who both watch TV, but my daughter seems to love Jesse the best and always loves to tell me, Dad, I watched Jesse P today. In response to the Patreon question, I have never used Patreon before, but if you open one, I'll happily contribute. Anyway, thanks for all you do. Please keep it up. Love from New Jersey, Argonaut. Wow, thanks, Argonaut. We have opened one, so you can join it. Amazing. Oh, lovely. Oh, I haven't written your name on this one, Slack. It's you next.
I can't read that. What is that?
It's a picture.
Well, I have glasses and I can't see very good, so.
It says, it's basically a snapshot, a screenshot from Spotify that someone's took saying, you spent 3,744 minutes with your top podcast, the Minecraft Update podcast. Say thanks. And then they wrote a message.
It says thanks. It's adorable.
I mean, technically it's feedback, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Etheret. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for spending that much time listening to us. I can't imagine listening to these two that long. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Listening to you both is just dangerous
I
sometimes.
know.
I mean,
wow. It's a problem.
Wow. Jeez. We got one on my Twitter, actually, from, it was in my somewhere. Squirrelicious. Squirrelicious said that, posted one, I can't find it now, but there was like 4,000, here it is. 4,327 minutes they've listened to. So,
wow.
Yeah. I know, right?
That's
so thank
crazy.
you so much for spending that much time with us. There's no wonder Google wanted to charge me £500 a month.
Right?
Oh, jeez. T-Flop says, someone asked on the last podcast if it's easy to create content with the phone. I use an iPad Pro with screen record and edit everything in an editing app called Llama Fusion. It's easy to do now since I live in an RV and I'm always on the move. It allows me to archive our world and play while on the go. Learning how to edit video and create digestible content is another can of worms, but you don't really need a computer anymore on the technical side with phones, tablets and apps being so powerful now. I even managed to do a time-lapse on occasion with the second account screen recorded on my phone. I just hide player hand and crosshairs on that account. Anyway, thanks for all the wonderful Bedrock content. The three of you have been an inspiration. Thank you.
Aww.
Well, it's nice to know that it's very easy to do now.
Yeah.
I have a stack of episodes that need editing. I'm just saying.
If you're offering on your iPad, T-Flop. This just brings me back to the Raspberry Pi. I love it. I'm in love with this tiny little machine that does nothing and it costs nothing. And I just think, what else could I do with one of those? I wonder if I could record and edit Minecraft videos on one of those. Think of how much money I'd save on electricity.
What if you ask this Google AI thing, what's the easiest way to edit an episode? It's
going to be hire an editor.
I asked it for tips on editing videos and all sorts of stuff, and it knew everything. It's like what it's learned is cut off by 2020. So anything beyond 2020 it doesn't know. So it's not ever so relevant when you're asking it for relevant stuff. But you can say, tell me this, tell me what would be a good thing to do aimed at this particular people. Or I asked it for what Christmas presents could I get for Oliver, who's 8 and he's a boy and he only likes playing on his iPad and playing on his Nintendo Switch. And it reeled off 20 presents I could get him that were related to iPads and Switches. Like you could get him a cover for his iPad, you could get him this Switch game, you could get... And I was like, oh man, you could get him a new controller. And it says it all in in a really human way. And it goes, I know, and if he doesn't like doing this, then you could maybe think about getting one of those, because surely he'll enjoy having a second one of those. And I'm like, this is... sorry.
Dangerous.
Anyway.
Tyler B says, with the idea of mob heads on Noteblocks being a repellent to certain mobs, I was thinking to just turn down the Noteblock noises in settings, which I know it isn't very convenient, but I do like the beacon idea more. Although I would like it to keep them from spawning anywhere within the beacon's effect zone. The only problem I noticed with the mobs being attracted to the beacon is that unless you made a farm, there would be tons of mobs around the beacon, causing insane lag. Anyways, I love the podcast, and I'm always looking forward to seeing a new episode and getting the chance to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't... the thing is, there's not... I don't see it... there won't be millions of mobs. I mean, it's Bedrock Edition. They don't spawn that many mobs. So, and then when it turned day, half of them are going to die anyway. And if you go away from them, they're going to despawn. I don't see that being a big issue unless, because they'll be the spawn cap and they won't keep spawning. So I think it'd be all right. What do you think, Slack?
Spawn cap, density cap, not going to be an issue.
Yeah, so shut up, Tyler.
Wow.
With your logic and your sense that made me think for a second.
Yeah, well, Tyler, just will Tyler please sit back down? Just saying. And let the real Notel please stand up. Yep.
Yeah, that was good thinking actually, Tyler. But no, I think it would be okay.
It shouldn't be a problem. Oh look, it's DJ Chris.
Yes, with three lots of messages, all for you, Slack.
Yeah, thank you. Man, DJ Chris hadn't talked in a while.
Yeah.
DJ Chris, 2019 here. Good job with the homeschooling. There's a Minecraft server called Sky Rafty that does a homeschool curriculum.
That's for Jesse, I imagine.
Yeah.
That one.
Would you be interested in doing some on-hand Minecraft homeschooling?
Probably not. I mean, I imagine it is very helpful for some people. I don't think it would be for Ethan, but it is a really interesting concept or idea. Really.
They use it in a lot of schools now.
With like science and stuff, right?
Yeah. And there's lots of education things on the marketplace that Oliver's done a few of those, and they're quite good, like maths and things like that for learning and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So could be something to get a bit of engagement as a treat once in a while. Like, oh, you've done really good today. Let's do some.
He does like a lot of apps and stuff like Smarty Ants and like reading eggs, and they're they're apps that he can do on the phone or on his iPad or whatever. And he quite likes those. My only concern is quite selfish with the Minecraft one. If he was doing that, he'd want to play more Minecraft. It's just, then I'd have to like sit there with him and play.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Right, Slack, DJ Chris again.
DJ Chris is back here. I'm just saying. In response to my rubbish idea for trees, what if you could just chop the bottom of them and it would just drop all into items?
Like vein miner.
Yeah, or tree capitator was it used to be called, the mod just for that on Java. Slack, you what do you think?
I don't understand I don't remember what the context of this is about.
So, well, he said basically it's just what you think about it being a vanilla thing. Instead of having a mod for chopping trees down with one block, that it would be in vanilla that all you had to do was chop the bottom of the tree and the whole thing would turn into items.
I don't like that. No, I don't like that, because either you need to have vein miner or you need to have gravity, which I'm not comfortable with either being in survival Minecraft.
No, I mean, I love that mod when I play mod packs. It is great. I love being able to just dig one ore and get all of the ores, and I love being able to dig one bit of a tree and get all of the tree. But I don't think it would be good for vanilla.
Be a big time saver for us as content creators, just saying.
It would, but wouldn't it make just tree farms so easy, because you'd only have to push the bottom block out of the way? Unless it wouldn't work for tree farms. Maybe it'd only work with like human interaction, I guess.
Yeah, maybe it has to be human interaction so you could still have your normal farms.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very torn on that one, DJ Chris. I think maybe a toggleable game rule or something.
That has to be behind cheats, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah,
yeah, 100%. Definitely a cheats for sure.
Yeah.
So something behind cheat wall, yeah, but not survival legit in front of the cheat wall. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah. I'm not going to put that in the good ideas bin, because as much as it's a good idea, I think it's too dangerous. So I will maybe put that one in the fun ideas bin.
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh, once again, DJ Chris here is back with breaking news. This is the most important feedback in the entire history of the podcast. Just want to say y'all are doing good, and I love the podcast so much. It makes my day, and I'm not upset if y'all miss a week. Also, DJ Chris was struck down by a smooth criminal because he was bad. So he just beat his new laptop close to midnight while scaring Billie Jean.
Wow. Jeez.
There's so many things in that comment, I don't even know how to address them.
Now I have like 4 songs stuck in my head. Thanks for that.
Well, we should probably move on. Quick, before we get demonetized.
Come on, Foxy, your lead vocals. Come on, let's go.
No. Billie Jean. No, I'm not doing it. Hi everyone, sorry in advance. This is from Benji. Hi everyone, sorry in advance, Jesse. I got a Game Boy for my 9th birthday. I'm now 13 with Pokemon Yellow and played it till the end, and it was so much fun. Later I played Pokemon Blue and Red, and they were fun too. For my 11th birthday, I got a 2DS and played Pokemon Sun and Laserball Ultra Sun, and those two are my favourite Pokemon games ever. Then I got Pokemon X, which is fun, and I'm playing through it right now because there is just enough dialogue and just enough Pokemon stuff to do. Then Sword and Shield, then remakes of Diamond and Pearl, and I've not finished Sword or Shield or Diamond or Pearl because there is so much dialogue and I hate it. It's rinse and repeat and it's awful. I would much rather play Breath of the Wild or Mario 3D World or Minecraft. I would buy the new games, but it just isn't fun anymore, so I have to agree with you, Foxy. Good. I'm glad you're on my team on how much stupid talking there is in Nintendo games. It's ridiculous.
I also think that there's just a stupid amount of talking in those games, and all I have to do is I just sit there and I spam that stupid button, just being like, I'm not reading any of this. Can you please just skip it all? No, so I'm totally there.
Just an I don't care button.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I totally read this. Totally read this, but I'm done. Just like,
I mean, companies that make you sign terms and conditions don't make you read them. You know?
Yeah.
You just
scroll
go,
down to the bottom.
Yeah, click OK. With this, it's like you must read every line and press A to accept that you've read it. No, skip, go away.
Agreed.
Shoot. I want to bump into another Pokemon and accidentally start a battle and then be fed up with how long it takes me to run away from the thing. Jeez. Okay, that's enough of Pokemon.
Also, Benji says, hi, everyone. On the Minecraft wiki, under the behavior section of horses, it says that they slowly regenerate health, and here's the link.
We got someone else in the Discord saying that as well, that horses will regenerate health. So I don't disagree that that's the case, but if that's the case, why can you tame them? Why can you heal them with items? It doesn't make sense. What's the point in having a natural regeneration on a horse? And also, wikis are generally quite out of date and not...
You heal him in case you took a lot of damage really quick. You know, Foxy just ran off the side of a cliff with his horse. His horse has got half a health, and he doesn't want to wait in real life hour for it to heal back up to full health.
Yeah, fair enough. But horses are not exactly... Like, I can understand with the LA having regenerative health because they are rare. They're hard to get hold of. And I know you can duplicate them now, but they're still hard in the first place to get hold of. Especially if you're on an SMP and everyone else has already stolen them. But horses they're not, you know, if you're that desperate for that particular horse to survive, just feed it, you know? Yeah, I don't get it. That makes sense.
No. Nope, it's kind of irrelevant. What is this one? LOL123, is that what you'd say this is for the next one?
Yeah.
LOL123 says, I think you're a great Minecrafter YouTuber and great at the podcast, but we want the Pokemon Update podcast.
Wow.
Unofficial.
Unofficial Pokemon Update podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think seems like people have already decided what our first bonus show should be, Jesse, don't you?
I think they have, yeah.
Yeah. So I think even if you can't screen record, we should perhaps spend a little bit of time playing Pokemon. Oh, you've already played. I should spend a bit of time playing Pokemon, and we should have a discussion about it soon. And
I mean I'm down. I'm down.
I'm talking to Jesse rather than you, Slack, because I just assume you wouldn't want to be involved in that.
I know nothing of the game. It was not in my... No, never in my thing.
Well, maybe that could make it interesting then. Maybe we should force Slack to buy Pokemon and a Nintendo Switch, assuming he hasn't got one. You can actually, you know, and I'm not advocating that you should do this, but there are some really good emulators for Nintendo Switches. I nearly suggested this to you, Jesse, but I thought you've put that many hours in, you won't want to start again because you can get the Pokemon on the emulators. I went to the shop and bought it, and then I watched this video about somebody like doing it on an emulator. I was like, that runs better than it does on the Switch.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that instead. So yeah, Slack could play as well for free.
Interesting.
Right, Beach Bro 123 says, hello again, friend. I've ruined your stream, and now I ruin your podcast. Oh, jeez. I love your podcast, but I would like it if you had a couple more people. Anyone in particular, or just a couple of randos? Just see him walking past out the side of the house. Hey, we're doing a podcast in a minute. Want to come join in?
That's why we typically have guests, right? Like to break it up.
Yes,
no,
we've
no.
in a 58 episode, we've had one.
I want to see Foxy out on the street with a microphone, walking up to people. So Minecraft 1.19.50 dropped. What is your official opinion? And just see where this goes.
Right?
No, not going to happen.
That'd be fun.
To be honest with you, Beach Bro, having guests is something we plan on doing. We have, no spoilers, already arranged our next one, which should hopefully be very soon for you guys. We should probably should we announce that? Considering
I already did.
Oh, did
Wow.
you?
Wow.
Oh. No, I meant in the podcast so people can get excited to tune into the next one.
Yeah. Say it. I mentioned on my stream last night for questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're
Do you still
going
get
to
your Stream
have
Deck buttons?
Bruno in next week.
Yeah.
But
oh, where's
Bruno?
your button?
Where's your button?
Oh, hang on. This one?
Still alive.
Yeah.
Bruno. Oh.
So, yeah, Bruno, if you don't know who Bruno is, Bruno's an amazing Minecrafter. He played with us on Truly Bedrock for a bit before he decided he hated Bedrock Edition too much. And we're going to get him on to talk about how he's managed to survive for so long in his hardcore survival series and all the other things that we want to know about Bruno. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask Bruno, throw them in the Discord so that we've got a whole big long list to ask him and take up all of his time. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He'd
Sounds
appreciate
good.
it. I love it so much.
But yeah, in terms of having more people on more regularly, I think editing a podcast for 3 people is fine. Editing it for 4 people is a challenge. Editing it for like 5 or 6 people would be an absolute nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Poor old, I was just about to say poor old Jesse and Slack barely get a word in edgeways anyway. Imagine it, having 4 silent people and Foxy No Tail on a podcast.
I could go so many places with that. I'd be like, isn't that truly Bedrock? I mean,
Right, okay.
Wow. Cucumber says, hello. I just wanted to say I love the new website and the podcast as a whole. I also wanted to clear up something that Foxy had wanted in the last podcast. When wearing mob heads, you actually are able to get closer to the mob without it noticing you. Although I don't know the range. Thanks for the pod. Is that a thing?
That's one of those things that rings a faint bell, and I don't know. I've never seen anything about that. So maybe it's one of those things we just forgot or didn't know, or we've heard about at some point, or maybe it's from a mod, or I don't know. But be interesting.
Like Herobrine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, be interesting to actually find out. I volunteer both of you on the next time you're on Truly Bedrock, go get a creeper head and go put it on and go stand in a bunch of creepers and see how close you can get.
I'm not interested. Well,
Right.
I'll let you try it first.
I did want to say I just hopped on Minecraft and I punched a horse and then I sat on it and it does in fact regenerate its health.
Wow. Now
Yeah.
go stand next to a creeper and see if it regenerates itself.
No, shush.
Okay, right. That is the end of today's feedback, and we're almost already an hour in. I told you it was going to be a long one, guys.
Yeah,
Fortunately, though, we have very, very small news this week. Starting with Minecraft Beta and Preview 1.19.60.22, which doesn't have a massive amount in it, considering it's the second one of the 1.19.60s. However, it is December now, and I reckon Jeff has probably gone gone off home for Christmas and accidentally turned all of the power off at the Mo Young Studios. Right, that was the joke I tried to make and I completely messed it up. In this update, bamboo and mosaic wood types can be used as planks in any recipe, which is kind of OP if you ask me, but I like it. Do you think it's a good thing, guys?
I'm curious why you think it's OP.
Well, because you can make the bamboo plank thing you can make out of like 4 pieces of bamboo, or have I made that up, or was that changed?
They
That
changed
changed
it.
that.
Yeah,
That
it's
changed
it. Oh, did
9.
they?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. Not that OP then, but it's still
Okay.
only 9 bamboo.
Yeah,
9
I was
bamboo's
like,
easy.
yeah. It is. It is very easy, but I don't know that I would think it's OP since they've changed it. If it was still 4, I think absolutely that's a lot, but it's fine.
Okay, let's imagine the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I have never made an automatic wood farm on Minecraft because even just the look of the redstone is enough to explode my brain from a distance.
Yeah.
However, I have bamboo farms with one piece of bamboo in that chug out 4 million pieces of bamboo a second. I have now got all of the wood I could ever want and more for all of the chests, barrels, building blocks, things that I could ever need. Campfires, sticks for trading with villagers. I suppose you could do that anyway with bamboo. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's free wood.
I think that's great. Saves me less time. I think that'll make content great. Just all the chests I could ever need. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Welcome to Lag World.
Park yourself next to an iron vein, right? And then just happens to be in like a bamboo forest. Hoppers forever. Be great.
What do you think, Slack? Do you think it's too much or do you think it's reasonable?
It's reasonable. By the time you have to do a lot of manual crafting, so.
Yeah, true. Well, okay.
Because you have to turn the bamboo into the planks, then you have to turn or into the wood, then you have to turn it into the planks, and then you have to turn it into the chests and everything.
No, that's the thing. You don't have to turn it into planks.
Okay, well, if you don't have to turn it, you still got to craft it though. So you got to take another 2-step in. It doesn't matter to me because at the end of the day, people are still going to need wood because it doesn't replace wood. It just replaces building, I guess you'd say components, chests, barrels, and stuff like you were saying. There's no real wood you're getting out of it in my book.
No, that's true. Very true. All right, fair enough. Okay.
Literally, this is an equivalent of a redstone dust to me for redstone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Good. Right. Dispensers have got a whole lot of love in this beta. They can now equip saddles to camels, and in vanilla parity, they can also now equip saddles and carpets to things like llamas. Well, only carpets to llamas, but saddles to pigs and llamas and horses and all that other good stuff as well. And shears in dispensers will now only shear one sheep at a time. Apparently would do more than that before, and they will only... but they can now also shear the snow golems, pumpkins off, and mushrooms as well. So they're getting more love for those sorts of things, which is good. The bookshelf, Jesse B and Slack Lizard, finally... They must have been reading my good ideas list on the MinecraftUpdate.com website because they can now be added. This specific slots works on Bedrock Edition.
Nice.
Yes.
Very good.
That's good. And where's the fanfare? Why is there no party poppers and trumpet? Well,
Bruno.
right, thank you.
Still alive?
XP orbs on the same block will now combine until they get to the maximum amount they can combine to, which is good. That should save a little bit of client-side lag. But bad news for farms, again, particularly nether farms or fortress farms or anything like that use nether portals, because Enderman skeletons and wither skeletons will now only spawn in light level of 7 and below in the nether as opposed to 11 and below, which is, again, a vanilla parity thing because they just added that to Java Edition. So thanks, guys, for making everything harder. Not fair. I give up. I'm not playing anymore. Just going to make a Minecraft Update website even better. And that's it for this preview. There is a bunch more stuff in it. There's some technical stuff in there. I haven't bothered to add it all in because I'm lazy and it was too long. So if you want to see all of the changes, then you can find the link to the changelog in the show notes below. Moving on, Java Edition has been racing through release candidates. It was supposed to have already been released by now, 1.19.3, but they've had it on hold for a few days because of they basically wanting to do a few more fixes. And I haven't listed any of the fixes because see above. So yeah, the changelogs will be in the description below. There's a bunch of bug fixes in release candidates 1 and 2. There's hardly any in release candidate 3. And according to this, it should be released today, as we're recording this, which is the 7th of December. So by the time you're listening to this, you should already be able to go out and play Minecraft Java Edition 1.19.3 and get all of these amazing new things, which is nice.
Good talk.
The last piece of news, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just me that makes boo-boos.
Uh-oh.
Minecraft made a boo-boo.
What happened?
Minecraft Twitter account have posted an official post to say a bug has been found causing freezing issues with the Avatar DLC on Nintendo Switch. We're terribly sorry about that, and we're currently working on resolving the issue. Thank you for your patience and stay tuned. We will let you know when it's resolved. So yeah, they released a new DLC.
Be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice, be nice.
New DLC for the
how when
marketplace.
it's a bug that affects money, they're quick, fast, and in a hurry on it.
Wow.
Just,
Yeah. To be fair, right, if you've gone out and told everybody, hey, we've got this amazing new thing at the marketplace, come spend your money, and then people on Nintendo Switches go and spend the money and it doesn't work, then I think it's right that they fix that with urgency. Because at the end of the day, if you buy Minecraft works, but there are bugs in it. If Minecraft just didn't work, they would have to fix it immediately. And they do. That's why we end up getting hot fixes when they completely break the updates, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't just like a generic bug like, oh, one of the characters' arms is slightly longer than the other one or anything like that. It just doesn't work on Nintendo Switch. So, yeah.
I feel like we're living in a ratio of game to acceptable bugs. What is this ratio? Do we have X number of features that work and X that don't before we deal with the problem? Is there look, we got 700 features that work. We got 205. No, we can't have more than 205. We got to fix one. Yeah.
No, it's like, look, at the end of the day, if people are still logging in every day and it's not just crashing and burning and they're able to play to an acceptable level, then it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
What can't you do?
I'm just making notes and talking about things.
No, I know, but I just there's nothing that's actually broken, is there? There's a lot of things that shouldn't work how they do, and there's a lot of things that you have to do workarounds for. But you don't ever turn Minecraft on and go, oh, it's broken.
Yeah, do every time I hit the RTX button.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't pay for that.
I paid for the game,
That was
so
free.
technically, I paid for the game, and they forced me over to it. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Tell us about your love for RTX, Foxy.
I love it. It's my favorite. I use it all the time, but I have an RTX pack that just looks like vanilla textures, so people don't notice.
Wow.
Okay, right. That is the end of today's news. If you would like to leave us news, oh wait, no, I'm the wrong bit. If you would like to leave us feedback, just rewind a bit and and you can send an email to news@theminecraftupdate.com or go to our fancy new website and fill in the online form, or you can join our amazing Discord and leave it on there because it's even better and easier for me to do it on there. All of the links for those things are in the description below, and they're also spammed all over the website, mate. You can't move for it. So, yeah, you've got no excuse. Give me feedback. We didn't get enough this week. We only had 14 pages of it, and I want more next week, okay? Jeez.
You realize you're wanting more feedback for next week, and we're going to have a guest. You're going to be editing a 4-person podcast. Do you enjoy torturing yourself all day Wednesday going into Thursday? I'm just curious. Okay, well, y'all heard it. Give it to him.
Okay, right. It is time to head on over into the Bugdate and find out what's bugging you, starting with Jessie B, who actually has a Bugdate thing.
I do. This week, I have had on 3 occasions where I have died going through a portal because for some reason it loads me before I'm loaded. And so I come through the portal and there will be a hoglin in my base area or something that went through the nether. And before I get to the other side, the hoglin has destroyed me. And I'm just like, what? Why? Why? I had no chance to defend myself. So that's been really, really annoying.
Yeah, I think obviously it takes the game longer to load the area that you're going to than it does for the wibbly animation on the portal to start. It kind of, this is why Java Edition's obviously better, because the dimensions stay loaded when you go through them, right? For a certain amount of time. so you can hop back and forth without having to load all of those chunks again. I think maybe there should be, I don't know, because it would cause loads of lag. I was going to say, maybe it should be a thing where if you're in proximity of a nether portal, it starts like quietly loading the chunks of the overworld on the other side so that you can just go through pretty quickly without having to wait. Or maybe
I call
you should just...
shenanigans.
Why?
You should call shenanigans.
Because I can go in creative and go through a portal instantly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but that's in your single-player world.
I can do it on servers, too.
Really?
Yep.
As long as you're in creative, yeah.
Yep. Creative, boom, right through. Instantly loads through.
Huh. So why you have to sit and watch that building terrain stream for 20 minutes on
I don't know.
when you're in creative, in survival?
Because they hate us.
Huh.
That's why they also give us the nice nausea effect and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's not fun. I'm 10 out
Well,
of
forget
10
what
not
I
a fan.
just said then.
As horrible as that is, and I agree with you, it's horrible. That literally takes me back to the thing we were talking about earlier, where sometimes there's a bug in the game and you don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Put fences around it.
I know. That's what everyone, they're like, you're just going to have to mob proof your area. And I'm like, but do you know how ugly that is? Can I just not?
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah.
They could fix it by just giving you invulnerability until you were actually in game, until you could see. And that shouldn't be too difficult to do. I think they genuinely must have a problem detecting when the player is actually on their screen visible.
Yeah.
So maybe make it as soon as the player starts to move, they're like, oh, they're clearly within the game. So
it's like loading into the server because, me and Jen play a lot together. Like if we go log into TB, you'll see their character in game for sometimes a good 30, 40 seconds before they're actually loaded in. And they don't get process loading in until there's this magical jump that happens now, No,
exactly. So, but maybe they should make as soon as while you're loading, you're just in spectator mode, right? And as soon as you're actually physically in the game, somehow or other, they must be able to detect that. Then it puts you into the right game mode.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think that would do the job.
Yeah.
Right. Slack, have you got any bugs?
No, not really. Haven't played enough the last couple of weeks. So
no, I haven't either. And do you know what? When I was going through making the website, I had to go through every single episode we'd done. I've tidied up all the restrictions and gone through all the bug reports and stuff like that and sorted it all out. And we used to be a lot better, all three of us. We used to go through the actual bug tracker and find bugs that were interesting at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah.
And then we'd go through the feedback page and do that for the feedback for the wish list as well. And we've got lazy. So I'm calling us all out, all three of us. And I think starting again next week, we should do our best to actually at least find some bugs that have been reported so that we can make this segment a little bit more interesting again. Okay? Yep. That's your homework for this week.
There. I'm going to make a list of bugs to just have every week.
Here, look.
We've literally
Jesse,
got a link right there on our document that takes us to all of the most recent bugs.
Yeah, here you go.
So,
there's your most recent ones that were open and closed by day the last 30 days. There you go.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Wow. Jeez. Good. That's just a graph, though. Doesn't really help us.
I think you can click on it, can't you?
Yeah, you can click on it.
Yeah.
And you can click on each one and go to the
See,
individual
Foxy
days.
complaining hasn't even clicked.
Wow. Okay. My survival world won't switch to multiplayer, says somebody who's made it Dreamwalker. So there you go. That's my bug. What's your bug, Slack?
Where are we at? I'm so lost.
I'll tell you what. There's one here that's been marked as resolved and it shouldn't have been. And it's MCPE 164588. Minecraft gets stuck loading at 41%. And this is a genuine bug. It should not have been marked as resolved. And the reason this is it happens all the time for me, but it's due to how many worlds, resource packs and behavior packs you've got in your Minecraft account, which is why I made my profile switcher thingy. If you've only got one or two resource packs or behavior packs or worlds within your profile, Minecraft loads almost instantly. The more you've got in there, the more it hangs, and it's always at 41%. So that person that's reported this obviously either has a very, very slow machine. It's an Xbox, or they've got a lot of worlds and they've got a lot of packs on there. So yeah, they really shouldn't have marked this as resolved because it is a problem. But clearly, whichever developer or moderators marked it as resolved doesn't play Minecraft much and hasn't got much content in the Minecraft folder. Just went like, oh, it works for me. So
yeah.
So yeah, that is a problem. So I'm writing that one down. I'm going to put it in.
And you're going to respond to the ticket and be like, "This is not resolved, and this is why," right?
And then, yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Doing it right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Okay. Slack. Are you picking a bug, or are we moving on to the community bugs?
We're moving on to community ones because, I wasn't ready for that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, fair enough.
Everything's fine. Not stressed. You're stressed.
Squirrelicious says, the volume of a sounding note block falls off exponentially with player distance in Bedrock, meaning it's barely audible 16 blocks away, compared to Java Edition, which has a linear fall-off to silence after 40 blocks. Playing a large note block circuit created in Bedrock sounds ridiculous because the volume fluctuates wildly depending on each note block's distance from the player. For me, this means limiting the circuits to a 2x2 chunk area around a stationary player, and my redstone skills are just not that good. I think they need to adjust the scale used to match the Java one. I've created a bug for this, which a helpful moderator has already commented to explain the technical parity difference, and they made suggestions for Mojang to consider. I would appreciate some upvotes to get it noticed by Mojang. So I will post that bug report right into the show notes. I'm doing it right now. And yeah, that's a good point because there's a lot of things like that on Bedrock that just doesn't work as well. So it'd be nice for them to fix that.
Yeah. Can we get some of those visual fixes too? Like rendering mobs and campfires and smoke and all those things.
The thing is, I can understand the limitations technically for visual stuff because you've got every device that plays Minecraft has to be able to render that, and they've got to limit that based on the lowest device, unless they put a toggle in for us or a slider. But with audio, it's just playing a sound at a different volume. So that I don't understand the technical limitation behind that. I don't see how there really could be one. So, yeah.
Sure, Jeff's got a reason.
Yeah, I'm sure he has.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Not So Blue Sheep says, since 1.19.5, nether portals are taking forever to load. This particular new extended load time killed me today for the first time in 3 months. I started the load transition into the basement of one of my builds and heard the magma cubes hopping around right away. Blew my totem just a few seconds later, but it still took another minute or so to finish loading and let me know I'd been killed. I looked for a bug report, but was unable to find one. Hubby plays in our realm on Xbox, and I'm playing on a tablet, and both of us are seeing these slow load times. So it's not just a me issue. Update. The magma cubes weren't even there when I went to retrieve my stuff. Yeah, they would have despawned, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sucks. I assume that's 1.19.50 rather than 1.19.5, which not to be nitpicky, that's what's written. It wasn't Jesse getting it wrong. I'm just saying. Yeah, the same difference, different day. They need to fix nether stuff, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's crazy. It's not good, guys. It's
See, not
good.
just me having the same problem.
Maybe it's trying to process you going through every nether portal on every world that you create at the same moment.
Yeah, it's like,
something's
not
right.
But I'm only in this world on a server. Now we got to calculate every world switching from overworld to nether.
Oh, I'll just go back to your survival creative thing, right? In survival, you stand in the portal, it goes wibbly, and after a certain amount of time, then it cuts to building terrain and then starts loading the new dimension to send you through. That's how survival works, right? When in creative, you don't have to do the wibbly thing. There's no timer. You can just go straight through. But I think it will still do the building terrain on servers. So I think the building terrain is still a problem. I think that's what it is. It's actually loading up those next chunks, regardless of whether you're in survival or creative. It feels quicker on creative because you just have to fly into it and it transfers you through.
I'm curious if this is one of those changes that they made also with client render distance. What if you got your render distance set at like 8 chunks, or it says 92 chunks? If it makes a difference.
I bet that's got a big. I bet that affects it a lot. Yeah, they need to do something. Anyway, doesn't matter.
They do testing with that, going through nether portals with lower render distance versus higher.
Yeah, we should do some testing.
Friday. We'll test that first thing.
Okay, good. Right, Slack, we're on you.
JJ says, it seems to me that 1.19.50 has brought back chunk loading problems. No, don't want that. No.
Yeah.
Well, we haven't updated to 1.19.50 on Truly Bedrock because of the few bug reports we got, although one of them was reported in our Discord and then taken away again, and that was that tamed mobs or name-tagged mobs would despawn, and it turned out that person had accidentally set their world to peaceful. So,
oh, no.
So I'm slightly less worried about updating to 1.19.50 now, but I really don't want this to be the chunk load update. You know, I could do without it. There really isn't anything in 1.19.50 that's going to give us anything worth having.
I'm sorry. I just glanced at Discord, and Dadcraft posted 1.19.60's out for a preview, and campfires no longer set players or mobs on fire. Excuse me?
Yeah, I was gonna say something, and then I was like, I won't derail us. But yeah, if you're bringing it up, yeah.
Well, I had that. When did I have that? Recently, where you could crouch on a campfire and be perfectly fine.
Oh, that's been a thing.
Yeah, that's been a thing
forever. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay, I mean, it obviously shares the same traits as magma blocks, doesn't it? Because it shouldn't do that. But like, you crouch on a campfire, you're on fire, but you're not taking any damage. It's stupid. So,
hold on. I got to see this change log. I'm sorry. You go ahead. Continue on without me. Yeah.
Okay. So Diablo says, hey guys, I took the effort to search the bug reports on the barrel placement issue and didn't find any, so I made one. Yes, it took a whole 10 minutes to make a report, and I would love people to upvote it. Multi-faced, placeable blocks in the wrong direction, and they have linked a bug report there, so I'll put that in the show notes, and if everybody could go and update that, that would be wonderful, so we could get our blocks facing in the right direction. Thank you very much.
In the right direction. Details. Details.
Okay.
Beach Bro says, hi, Foxy. A few days ago, I found out that if you place a boat underground in a 1 block high area, ride it into the area, get out of the boat, and crouch, you can X-ray. Only works if there is air above you. That was so complicated. What?
How can there be air above you if you've gone into a 1 high hole? So basically what they're saying is, you park your boat next to a little hole, yeah, that's 1 block high. You get in the boat, you drive into it, which you should be taking damage at that point because your head's in it. Then you get out of the boat and crouch, but it only works if there's air above you. Well, how? What? How can there be air above you if you're in a 1 block tall high? Don't know.
There are other ways you can X-ray, like an X-ray pack. Why would you do all that? That's very confusing.
Yeah, or just go into spectator mode,
or
mate.
just go into spectator. Yeah, that's the thing now. I forget.
Okay, right. Last bug update from Global Rhino Slack, if you're ready.
Got a weird bug on mobile where it won't let me craft a furmace. Furmace? Oh my god!
Furmace.
Yeah, that's the official word of the day.
Furmace with some carbonate like.
If I don't see furmace in the Discord, yeah, I got issues with y'all. Just saying. But they're trying to craft them furmaces with that cobble thief slate, and it just doesn't work. It just flashes in their inventory and then just disappears. It's out of existence. Goodbye.
Oh man!
Oh man!
Do you remember when no bug report on that one, Global Rhino? Please attach so we can put it in the list. Do you remember when stonecutters would only give you like you would craft certain things in those? What was it? Quartz? It was something really expensive, and you craft them, and they would just be like, nope.
Yep. Oh, that was painful. And it was quartz slabs.
Yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. It was not fun. I think I raged a little bit. I was like done with everything.
Jeez. Right, that's the end of this week's Bug Date. If you've got a bug or something bugging you in Minecraft Bedrock Edition or Java Edition, then you can let us know by all of the things I said earlier: email, website, and Discord. It is time now to find out what things we would like in Bedrock rather than things that we wouldn't like, which means going into the wish list. And we've all got one this time. However, it's that time for me where I have to go and get some more water because I'm a thirsty, thirsty boy.
Yes, that sounds.
Yeah, water
like a
sounds
plan.
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bum.
Is that a Christmas song, Slack? You played?
Yeah. Yes, it's fun.
Okay, the wish list. Jesse, what do
Yes.
you want added to Minecraft? Let's see if we can get some good things in the good ideas bin this week. Speaking of, actually, Jesse, before you start,
okay.
sorry, to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go.
Do you know how many things we've got in the good ideas bin now?
How many?
We have, if you go to the minecraftupdate.com/wishlist, 85 ideas in the good ideas bin, all organised by what episode they were in. And if you go down far enough and it gets to the people that actually created this, which was the people, B is John, JJ1109 and Pirate Danny, put it all together. It even shows who suggested it. And some of them had links, which is fantastic.
Wow.
But there are only 2 ideas in the fun ideas bin. So maybe we could give that some love this episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Sorry, Jesse. Derailed you yet again.
You're totally fine.
Tales do best.
I definitely want something that stops hoglins from spawning in the nether that is not just slabs, because that's like always the go-to thing. Just I knew it. I almost put slabs and carpet. But no, like I want like a torch, like those mega torches that you get in like a Sky Factory or whatever the heck it was. I want one of those. Just let me have something where I could just like do my work and not be bombarded with hoglins all the time, because those things are like the bane of my existence right now.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could get some slabs that actually match the nether terrain as well, rather than just being a nether fortress bricky slabs? Why can't you have like crimson or warped? I know you can get the wood slabs, but or netherrack slabs or something, so you could do that. But yeah, having to go around slabbing the nether is an absolute pain.
Yeah,
so
not great.
Yeah, I would say light levels, but they spawn near those stupid trees, don't they? So
yep, they spawn like not right next to torches. They shouldn't anyway. But I was trying to work on my nether tunnel, and I had torches everywhere. Torch spammed the heck out of it, and I still had hoglins trying to beat me up every 2 seconds. I was like, all right, I dislike this game.
yeah, I don't think they care about light levels at all, do they?
No, they are scared of the blue mushrooms. That's about it.
Yeah, it doesn't stop them spawning, though. It just makes them run around like lunatics when they get near one. Yes, I would add something that stops hoglins from spawning, not slabs, into the good ideas bin. What do you think, Slag?
I want that mega torch.
Yeah, sure. Well, that kind of goes back to, that always reminded me of the beacon one, where you could get a beacon and put like a creeper head with it, and no creepers would spawn around it. I guess the mega torch and that are the same.
Yeah, so we're having mega torches in vanilla, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they require a dragon egg, elytra,
Jeez. No.
a stack of the echo shards. No,
Done.
to make one. To make one, a stack of the echo shards. At least make them useful.
Wow.
I think it needs to be expensive. I think it needs to be either like a beacon on top of 3 netherite blocks or something crazy like that, because they are OP mega torches.
They are.
A beacon would make sense as like one of the ingredients.
Yeah, I would think a beacon as an ingredient would be fine.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that for the netherite. Give it a better use. You want to make a netherite beacon? You want a spawn-proof area? Make a netherite beacon.
A full netherite beacon?
Not a whole beacon.
Well, the size that determines the radius. Yeah. Oh.
Just 3 blocks of netherite with a beacon on top. There you go. That'll do. That's good enough. Right, Slack, you have written a wish list item this week as well. What's your wish list item?
Well, first, the easiest way would be, let's get some Java parity with shears, so I can right-click vines and stop them from growing.
Wow,
and
because you just stole my wish list idea. Okay, good. Yeah.
Well, it's the vines and the glowberries. You can right-click them and stop them from growing.
Yeah, and saplings.
Yep. And, well, what if we could do it to, like, regular crops, too? Like carrots, potatoes, beetroot, all those as they're growing. Like, sometimes I don't want a field completely grown. I want it to look like it's growing.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay, so Slack and Foxy, make a note of this. Yeah, stop crops from growing, and cheers.
I'm sold on that one. I saw another wish list item that I was torn on going with this one because there was another one that you would appreciate as a add-on maker, just a / freeze command. It just freezes everything in the world. Freezes the ticks, freezes the mobs. It's just like a pause where you can move around just to see what's going on.
That is technically possible with add-ons, although it's a pain. You can basically set everything's movement to 0 and stop game ticking. But then you have to basically have a file for every single entity in the game to do that. So yeah, a freeze button would be great, or just a pause. Just pause pause when you go to your escape screen.
Yeah, and
then
be
fine.
Exit without saving just as well. Yeah. I don't like that sometimes you want a wheat field and you want half of it to look grown and half of it not. And it's just like, no, we're going to have the whole thing fully maxed, or you just replanted it.
Jeez. Okay, right. Going into the community wish list then, we start off with Rotated Owlface, who says, oh boy, you're going to hate this one. The Snow Glob, a cold counterpart for magma cubes, but white with glowing blue core. Kills you with freezing damage like powdered snow does, drops snowballs found in snowy and icy biomes, and they even made a video. They've made one in a little add-on, and they've put it in, and they even got the death message and everything in there. It's amazing, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a great idea. Yes, I love magma cubes and slimes. I can't get enough of them.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're the best thing that's ever happened to Minecraft ever. If we could get rid of them, that would be great.
I wouldn't mind them if they were really, really rare spawn and they were very specific where they would spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Not just all snowy and icy biomes. Like, I don't know, maybe at the very top of a mountain or on blue ice only or something like that.
Controllable would be nice, yeah.
Yeah. But although, if we could have those things, I would be tempted to put that in the good ideas bin, depending on what the other two say.
No. Just no. I'm not. I don't even want to elaborate. Just no.
No.
Magma evil. Any sort of
Bruno.
Bruno wants it.
I don't think. Yeah, Bruno wants it, so it counts. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Jesse didn't want it, so it's not unanimous, so it's not going in. Sorry, Rolf, I thought it was great, but it's not meant to be. At least that's one less thing Jeff's going to have to do, bless him.
Dutch says, redstone paste. Combine redstone dust with slime balls to make redstone paste. It can go up walls and on the underside of blocks. Also possibly doesn't wash away with water.
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Yes.
That sounds interesting.
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
I don't like it.
Why?
As Jesse says, some things just feel ick, and that's just, no, that's a ick. No.
Bruno.
No, I don't care, Bruno. No. It's ick. No, it makes me, no. It's just wrong.
No.
No.
I mean, redstone would be so much more powerful if redstone could go up walls and up ceilings. I've wanted this for years. Oh, man, you guys suck. I don't get any of the good ideas. I want in the good ideas, but it's not fair. I'm so sorry, Dutch. I was with you on that one. It's not meant to be. Miserable number one and number two are with me today. They're just not interested. Me and Bruno well up
it's
for it.
It's funny, too, because I really love redstone. And it's just like, I'm like, no.
That's
nope.
amazing.
Nope.
Miserable number one and two.
Oh, jeez.
I like how I was allotted in there, and I didn't even give an answer whether I liked it.
You said you agreed with Slack.
You didn't like the magma snow.
Yeah, I didn't like the magma snow. Yeah, I didn't say anything about this one. I just said, it's interesting. And I agreed that Slack said that there's some things that are just ick. I didn't say anything.
Exactly.
But
Wow.
Wow. All right. I won't give my opinion then. It's been decided that I don't like it. Sorry, Dutch.
What's your feelings on it, Bruno?
Oh.
I know, me too. Me too.
Oh,
Jeez.
goodness.
Right, okay. This is you next, Slack.
Well, posting on behalf of Mossy is Mia's John, and they would like the ability to strip mushroom blocks with an axe to get the inside texture.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So,
That would be nice.
Yes. I think it's brilliant. I want that now.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm total agreement on that one. Yep.
Yeah, that is 100% firmly in the good ideas bin. Yes.
Now, when you hit it with the axe, does it do all the sides, or can you control the sides?
No.
Okay.
It just does all the sides. It's like the other strip logs, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sold then. Yep.
Unless they did it where it was like you, so they became directional. So it did the sides, but not the top and the bottom. But then I don't really see the point in that with the mushroom blocks because they're all just brown on the inside anyway.
Yeah, so just leave it as it is. Yep. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice. Okay. The Big Blue Frog says, I just listened to the episode where you talked about having some kind of mechanism for recycling wood buttons or leather armor. I think with Mo Yang's commitment to environmental issues, a recycle bin block would be a great idea. You could add anything that can't be smelted or otherwise reused, and when it was full, like the compost bin, it would spit out a random item you could use based on a loot table. Making it loot table based would allow modders to change the output based on their server needs. What do you think,
Oh,
guys?
my dump chest could just give me out more random junk that I don't need.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah, I think if it's going to be in vanilla, I like the idea that the output is changeable with add-ons. I think that's great. But yeah, I think it should be one item, and maybe we could have like a glass bin, a plastic bin, or a leather bin, basically, and a wood bin or something like that. So you've got different recycle bins to try and encourage different types of recycling. And out of the glass one, you get a glass block, and out of a leather one, you get a piece of leather, and out of the wood one, you get a plank of wood or something. I don't know.
I like and dislike this. The
I was just thinking that.
The dislike, I feel like it would come from shaming. Oh, look at you over here. You're not using recycle boxes. Shame.
Get out of it. We get that from you don't use a stone cutter. You're wasting too much
Oh,
stone.
you get that from cats in your iron farm. I don't need another reason for people to complain.
Why? It gives viewers good engagement. It's brilliant. You should want all of the reasons for people to complain.
Oh,
Make
no.
a video do better, bro.
I just gave you all that time up there when I said no to your redstone paste.
Wow.
Wow.
I think something along these lines would be good. Maybe it's just one block and you can designate it as a particular type of recycling by the item you put in first, maybe. Or I don't know. I do like the idea. I like the idea that we can recycle items like based on a tag. So like anything wooden could go somewhere and you get something that's wooden back.
I'm not interested. Honestly,
I'm not with and I'm not against. Like it'd be something I probably would never use. Kind of
it
like
just
the
doesn't feel
ancient cities.
Minecrafty.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, you could say the grindstone is recycling books or anything enchanted into their unenchanted counterpart. It's no different.
I mean,
It doesn't have to call it a
Well,
recycling
then just
box.
just put it in the grindstone. Then oh my god,
And
squeaker!
a compost is a recycling system for compost. So it's not Minecrafty. It's already in the game. It's just expanded on that to give us more stuff back.
I don't need more stuff.
No. No, I already have dump chest feeding.
I want to
in the
chop
wall.
up horses, put them in the recycler, and get leather out. Okay.
Wow.
Now, if I can put my
Wow.
rotten flesh in there and get no, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
No, not interested. No.
Yeah,
Jeez,
it's gonna
I'm
be
sorry,
a
Big
it's gonna
Blue
be a
Frog.
no from me.
Gonna have to. What's that mean? I'm gonna have to
Got
pass
Simon
on that
Cowell
one.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dutch says, I'm all for this, but it needs to be able to accept input from hoppers and be able to split into out or
Too
spit
late,
out
Dutch.
into. Yeah,
Too
we
late.
we
It's
already.
not happening.
Oh, it's done.
Sorry.
Can't have
Sorry.
it. Gone. Gone.
Okay, fine.
Okay,
Wow.
Rick Hunter here says structure blocks to include spawn spot data. It would be nice to clone, let's say, an outpost and have that clone spawning building naturally. Or just, the ability to import vanilla structures into the game. That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be great. If you could actually just sort of put an ocean monument into a test world or just a different world and the Guardians would spawn at it properly, or a fortress. Yeah, I would like that. I'm into it. I would add that to the good ideas bin, but Jesse won't like it, so I won't write it down.
I'm for that idea there. Just put that out there.
For the record, I do like that idea, but
Good job, Rick.
Well done. We got an idea in the good ideas bin, and miserable number 1 agreed.
I can already tell you no on the next one. But go ahead.
Oh man, no! Me is John. Vertical comparators and repeaters, please. I'd be up for it. To be fair, a vertical repeater is basically just an observer, isn't it? Let's be honest. Although I suppose it can't stay powered, but you know what I mean.
You have a lot of fun with it, with your what's the decorations and stuff like that. But I'm still gonna hard veto this one. No.
Aw. I'm starting to think Slack just doesn't like redstone.
See what happens when I don't play Minecraft for a couple of weeks,
see
right?
what it is Slack understands redstone, and he thinks if they add more stuff, I'm going to have to learn again, and I hate learning, so I don't want it.
If it ain't broke, don't
He'll
fix
change
it.
all of his
Ain't
farms,
broke,
and
don't
someone will
fix.
make one that's different and better than his, and he'll have to be like arguing with people that someone's made a better one because they use vertical repeaters, and slap. He'll be like, that's enough. I'm not playing
Part
Minecraft
from me.
anymore.
I do not know you no more. Tiz? We'll call you Tiz now, yeah.
Wow.
I can't help that my mouth makes the wrong sound sometimes.
Oh my gosh. JJ says, I wish for updates that don't have bugs in them. It'd be a Christmas miracle.
No,
we know
JJ, good idea.
Good idea.
Rubbish
from
idea.
JJ.
We wouldn't have a podcast. We wouldn't have videos. No, rubbish idea.
You know,
We
I
wouldn't
mean,
have
the
the-
good ideas, Ben.
What?
No, bad.
I'm just-
bad. Throw it
jeez.
away. Throw it away.
Wow.
Jeez, sorry, JJ. I thought that was going in for, I thought I was guaranteed going in. Unfortunately, Slick, it doesn't want anything to do with it.
It's okay. Let's see. Brood here says Noteblocks sound range equal to Java. Oh, wait. Didn't we already?
Yeah, we've already got that one in from earlier on. No, did we actually put it in? No, I didn't. So, yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brood, I'm fine with that. Jesse's like, I don't know. I don't want to hear that, piston from 32 blocks away.
Yeah.
16 was bad enough.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
got volume control, so it's not like...
No.
Oh, yeah. Not to that
No.
detail, we don't.
Okay.
Oh, I got it turned down. All interaction blocks. Oh, so I can't hear nothing. Okay, got it.
Plod says, I mentioned this in one of Foxy's streams before, but I don't think we've actually put it in the good ideas bin, and this is definitely going in the good ideas bin, whether you like it or not, because we have talked about it and we all agreed with it. Hay
Okay.
bales should age like copper does, turning brown/grey in the same way as thatched roofs do. And I think that absolutely 100% should go in. I think hay should definitely age because it's way too vibrant, it's way too fresh, and you could actually make nice-looking thatched roofs if it would desaturate a bit.
Yeah, agreed. I think it should be desaturated.
Doesn't bother me one way or the other, so you can have it.
Good. Excellent.
I mean, I
Plug, plug.
thought
Good
about saying
ideas,
bye
Ben.
humbug for Christmas, but I didn't. All right.
That makes me laugh. Agronaut says, what about Pegasus? Not sure if this has been discussed before, but wouldn't it be awesome? Imagine a horse with wings you could ride in the air as well as on land. We have talked about this.
Yeah.
And
multiple
I
times.
think we all agreed on, we all liked it.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know,
it was when we were talking about dragons, how we were like, oh yeah, that would be kind of cool. And I was like, well, what about Pegasus? And like we all talked about it, and it was something that I think
Yeah,
we all like.
Didn't we like throw around the ideas of putting a litre on a horse and all this sorts of crazy stuff?
Well, you guys, were.
Well, no, I wanted something pre-end game that you could fly with, but there was the stipulation. So, like, if it was an animal of some kind, no.
So, I can't remember how we said we were going to tame it. Like, I'm pretty sure we went into this one quite a bit. My brain is like doing all the ringy bells. It's like, ooh.
What if we could tame a phantom?
No.
So you could fly it. You could fly at night only.
Let's just workshop this Pegasus idea a bit, since we've talked about it before, so we can get it in the good ideas bin if that's where it's going. What would it need to do? So, is it going to be a ridiculously rare spawn, or can you somehow convert a horse?
Oh. No, I remember we were talking about it being at the end of a rainbow. Oh no, that was the unicorn.
No, that was the unicorn.
Yeah, you're right.
We've already got unicorns. Don't need to worry about
that. Forgot. But no, I absolutely think it would be not converting a horse. Like it would be its own spawn. It would be very rare, and the way we could tame it would have to be difficult, right? Echo shards. I'm just kidding.
What about the opportunity to get one from breeding two horses together?
Oh, no.
If it was a very, very small chance, but I'd still want the rare spawn.
Yeah.
You prefer rare spawn. Okay,
yeah.
Rare spawn.
Rare spawn, not breedable.
Yeah.
Not breedable. And how do you tame them?
Gonna have to...
Maybe some kind of golden apple, I would imagine. Like some kind of apple, right?
Because enchanted golden apple.
Yeah, something like that.
Are we saying that you'd have to get to the nether for this? Because what if it was a piece of ancient debris, or or diamonds for the overworld, something?
Well, a netherite apple.
Well, the horses already will eat golden apples as part of their thing to heal them, so it makes sense as an enchanted golden apple is what helps them breed. I don't think it needs to be any more rare than that, because you really are. They're not craftable. They're not. They're not renewable. So if you all wanted, like on TB, if all 18 of us wanted a Pegasus, it's like, do you remember the original discussions about allays? Everyone was like, oh yeah, but we're not all going to be able to have one because they're so rare. Someone's going to get them all, and they're all going to die. And and then they made them duplicatable. And we're saying here, not only is it rare spawn, you also can't breed it, and you need something that's impossible to get hold of to actually tame it with. So I think we're on the very rare stuff for this. I don't think we need to make it any more difficult than it is.
Fair.
I think that's good enough to go in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Right, the last one then, Slack. It's from your best friend, lol123.
This player heads in vanilla Minecraft and Minecraft Java.
Did we not say this last week? Did we not have that one in last week?
I thought we did.
This was repeated.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go to the Minecraft Update podcast website onto the Good Ideas page and see if it's already in. Yes, it is. We did that in episode 44. Player heads in vanilla obtained by Charge Creeper. So unfortunately, lol, it's not going in the Good Ideas bin because it's already in. So, you'll have it guaranteed that it will be added to Minecraft at some point eventually. Right, that's enough for Good Ideas. It's time for questions. We haven't got all that many questions, but we have had quite a lot of submissions for quiz stuff. We've actually got enough stuff for quizzes for the next 3 podcasts, which is nice. So, we're going to start off with Jeff, who is a Mojang developer. It says, hello, Minecraft Update crew. Do you think I should run to be a lead dev? Maybe take Yen's spot? I think I'm ready.
Oh, man.
I don't think you should do that, Jeff. Just say, what do you think, Slack? Oh, jeez.
Fired. I mean, no.
I think, to be honest, like, if we're going to talk about this properly, Jeff, I don't want to hurt your feelings or anything, but you're doing a really good job in the position you're already in. And to take that away from you would be a detriment to Minecraft and Mojang and the world. So I think if you ran to be lead dev, no one in the world would be able to do the same job you're doing at the moment in your current position. and that would be sad. So as much as your aspirations are great and you've got obviously plans for the future, don't let us all down by disappearing from your cupboard and and doing the things that you think other people aren't. I mean, some people say what Jeff does is not important. You know, we don't need it, but I think it's very important. And I know I'm not alone, am I, guys? See? What do you think, Bruno?
Oh,
Yeah, I agree. Bruno, if you could, say one thing to Jeff that he should be thankful for, what would that be?
still alive.
You're right, he is still alive. Yeah,
is
yeah.
still
So shut up,
alive, yeah.
moaning, Jeff, and stick at your job.
Oh my goodness. Robo Rufus says, why do you guys dislike scaffolding so much? I think it's useful for building, and same with the allay. When I'm building high up and misplace a block, so I have to break it in, and instead of going all the way back down my scaffolding, I wait a second and my allay comes back with it. Thanks for the great podcast. Have a great day, Robo Rufus. So I'm gonna start this off one. I don't hate scaffolding. I like scaffolding just fine. I think it's annoying. I think that there are ways that it could be better, but I don't hate it. I use it all the time. As for the allays, they annoy me. I don't see the appeal. I get it. Sure, it could be helpful sometimes at some point. Don't care. Basically.
My concern here is that Robo Rufus only obviously builds with one type of block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you've got 4,000 allays running around you for all of the stairs, slabs, variants of all of the different types of blocks you're using, which will get in the way when you're trying to place the blocks, and they'll be totally in your face when you're trying to move around, then that's not a very good argument, to be honest with you. In terms of scaffolding, I dislike scaffolding because when I get to the top and I want to crouch to place a block like a piece of redstone, I fall down back through the scaffold again. Or if I want to continue forward on it, I have to pillar back up from the floor again. And using dirt is quicker. Not only is it quicker to get rid of, it's just easier. And when you break it, it doesn't go over to the next, 4,000 blocks in each direction. When you break the bottom piece, it just falls down. So that's why I dislike scaffolding, because it's just awkward. It doesn't replace dirt scaffolding for me. I find dirt scaffolding, whether it's habit or what, much easier to manipulate and do what I want to do with it. And when I react to what I'm doing, like placing blocks or crouching or whatever, I don't accidentally fall through it. So that's why. What about you, Slack?
Makes me wonder if it doesn't come back to which version of the game you started playing first. Did you start playing the game after scaffolding was a thing, or did you play it before? Because I could care less on scaffolding. I pillared with netherrack for ages and dirt, like Foxy. I'll pillar with any block I got. I don't care if it's diamond blocks. It's just scaffolding looks good for like builds that are looking like they're under construction for me. But other than that, they only make good fuel anymore, right, Foxy? No, yeah. So they don't make good fuel. And if you really want to get a headache, try to use scaffolding on Java. It's even worse than Bedrock.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. It doesn't make any sense at all on Java Edition.
No, none.
The advantage on Java Edition, though, is you can drop down like a block within the same piece of scaffolding and walk along the inside, but then you're still like up and down into the same piece of scaffolding all the time. I don't think it works properly. I think with the fact that you have to crouch to activate or work with certain blocks, I think the fact that scaffolding requires or activates with crouching as well, as in you go through it, they just don't work together. It just seems that are at odds with each other, those two things. So there are times where I think scaffolding's great, and I'll pull out a bit of scaffolding because I need to go really high up to a specific spot to do something. But I don't, it's like gathering it as well. One of the arguments I had with someone recently was they were saying you should use moss as scaffolding blocks instead of dirt. And I was like, the problem with moss is it's slower to break than dirt. If most people playing the game, I would say, are carrying around an efficiency 4 at least shovel. So moss is slower to break. It's harder to get hold of. And the great thing about grass and dirt is it's all around you. It's everywhere. You can't move without tripping over it. So you don't need to have remembered to bring your scaffolding, or to have remembered to bring your moss, or to remember to make sure that your scaffolding's in your ender chest or anything like that. You just got it. So as soon as you start building, you're like, I need to go up there. I'll just break a couple of bits of dirt. And it takes no time, and up you go. So, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why scaffolding just, for me, just is pointless. So, there you go.
Agree. I'd still like to know what version of the game people started playing in, whether it was pre-scaffolding or after.
Well, I think for all of us three, it was definitely pre-scaffolding, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Now, I'm curious, like, for Robo Rufus, though, because they seem to be an advocate. Oh, my gosh. Yes, yes. I can hear. Great. I told y'all to push the time. Now there's a smoke detector going off. It's getting better. Yep. Yep.
Amazing.
Yep. Now
It's
every
making me
dog's
hungry.
barking.
What are you cooking?
Now every dog's barking. There's smoke detectors going off. Everything's fine. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Don't worry, Slack. It's only your question. Hey, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're on, Patreon and hosting our own podcasts, no more ads.
That's going to be pretty nice, I have to say.
Yeah, unless you're watching it on YouTube, because I could turn those ones off, but I won't.
We can make our own.
Can make our own ads. Yes. What should we do an advert for? While Slack's busy.
We should make one for the podcast, right? Like,
Oh, wow. Okay, so advertising the thing that someone's already clicked on to listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
have you never had that? I
That's
always
like advertising to
get
somebody
ads.
to try be alive.
That's like watching a Minecraft video and watching them advertise, I should buy Minecraft as they advertise.
Yeah, I get that all the time in YouTube videos. I'm like, I literally, like, I get YouTube ads for YouTube. And I'm like, can you knock it off?
What's that all about? Have you thought about watching YouTube? No,
Yeah.
that's a good idea. Oh, jeez.
The
world.
Minecraft Update podcast will make your life better.
Yeah, we have it. We've actually had, obviously, what's his name? Giga Chad said that it made him physically stronger and fitter. We've got lots of people saying that it makes them happy. So we got some good things we could put on, when people plaster it all over the box, 5 stars, made my life better. Genuinely, we can do that. So, yeah, do it.
Nailed it.
What do you think, Bruno?
But Bruno.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Right. Slag, you're on.
Why is parody always seeming to be a Bedrock matching Java and not Java matching Bedrock? Because any nice feature that we get, they give to them.
It's not. There are a lot of times where Java Edition has been getting the things that Bedrock Edition has had for quite a long time. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I always come to, this happens every time, but they have had, over the last couple of years, quite a few of Bedrock's little niceties being thrown in there and left, right and centre. But yes, there are more things coming from Java to Bedrock Edition because Java Edition has been around for a long time, and it is the basis that Minecraft is made from. So all they're doing is playing catch-up with Bedrock. Bedrock Edition has been missing a lot of features for a very long time, and they're slowly going through and putting them in. So it would be very difficult for them to go the other way with it unless they suddenly decided Bedrock's perfect, let's go and take all of that stuff, like slow loading into the nether, into Java Edition. So,
Well, we still got quite a few things that they don't got. I know they got our glass parody, but they can't put the redstone dust on the pistons, right?
Yep.
yeah.
They can't put torches on them.
Oh, I think they can do that now. I thought that all got added, didn't it?
Was that one that they got added in? I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, they've had a few things like that from us.
Yeah, well, we can place blocks forward.
Yeah, we can do block
Again.
placing and movement is totally different on Bedrock, but that's obviously based on the control scheme.
We got linear placing, and I love it. Over there, you can't do that, and you try to do it, you just spam blocks everywhere.
Yeah.
Horrible.
We got underfloor lighting as well, although that was a big deal they made with Java Edition to make sure that if a block was, if there was no gaps, then it would be fully dark, which makes sense. But I like the fact that you can do under slab lighting. I think it's great.
It's so nice.
So, yeah, that's the reason. JJ is just that Bedrock is behind and has been for a long time, but it is very quickly catching up now. Over the last, year? It's been crazy how much vanilla parity has been sent this way. So, Yeah, long may it last. Let's get it on par. Let's get the two editions working harmoniously together, and then we can all join each other's servers without having to go through some stupid middle ground thing that kind of works but doesn't.
Agreed.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if Bedrock and Java had enough parity that you could just play on Java servers on Bedrock Edition?
Oh, man,
And
yeah.
all of the power you would be able to have in terms of moderation and it'd be so much better. So, yeah.
Well, at that point, if they're that close together, why aren't you just playing Java?
Well, yes, there's that argument, but I like Bedrock Edition better.
Because I want to be able to play Java on my phone. That's why we got Bedrock Edition.
Yes. Quick, Jesse, get us out of here.
DJ Chris says, DJ Chris 2019 has some questions for you amazing people. Can I have tips on how to make add-on packs and making servers?
Yes,
this
you can.
This is not a me question.
You go to Google or YouTube and you type in how to make add-on packs and servers and follow all of the useful tips and instructions on there. I would love to give you some right now, but unfortunately, this really isn't the place for a tutorial. So unfortunately, DJ Chris, I'm going to have to pass. Unless you want to, help DJ Chris out, do you, Slack?
I'm good, thanks.
Okay, fair enough. Good. Slack said no,
because-
and he doesn't even feel guilty about it.
No. Use YouTube.
I gotta
There's
take
thousands
lessons.
of them. Look, there's a place out there, a platform out there called YouTube, where you pretty much find a video on anything you want. And if you can't,
Particularly on
maybe
my
ask
channel,
somebody.
they're all there. Anything you could possibly want, go my channel.
But
Subscribe.
don't forget, I also
Become
rip
channel
off
member.
all his farms and redo them and put them under my name. Okay, and
that's
change
true.
half the
And
blocks
they're
in
generally
it.
better. Well, look at mine first so you can get the original idea.
Then come over to my place where you can, have fun. I mean, what?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Moving on. Slack.
Well, DJ Chris is here with, hey, the unofficial Minecraft Update podcast crew. It's me, DJ Chris, 2019. And I have a question. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, it depends on what type of wood it is and what season it is. But other than that, the real question that DJ is wanting to know is, will you do a storyline for Truly Bedrock? If so, I have an idea of what if there was a war between the piglins or pillagers and villagers again.
So
And maybe throw
rehash?
some piglins in.
Rehash.
Yeah. Have we had one where there was a war between the villagers and the pillagers?
Well, we kind of got our Nether versus the
Yeah.
Overworld, which they stole and made into another game, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah. There's always bits of storyline going on Truly Bedrock. If you follow everyone's video, we've got a story idea for this particular season, but we're giving people or the members a bit more freedom to express that in how they want to, rather than trying to put down something very specific, which becomes very difficult for all of the members to follow and work with. So it's going to be an interesting season in that regards. But we always have story and theme in mind. So just keep watching. Just everybody's perspective.
See, that one backfired on you, didn't it? Because you didn't expect me to do the woodchuck could chuck wood part.
I didn't. I'm going to give that to you specifically. Right. Plod has created a quiz with 30 questions in it. And then I went through it and turned it into 10.
Okay.
So what we've got in a different document that Slack and Jesse can't see, so no cheating, guys. I have Plod. I have 20 questions from them, but I'm only going to ask 10 today, and then we'll ask the other 10 next week. We have 3 questions from Turtley78. No, sorry, 7 questions from Turtley78. And we have 3 questions from Breach Bro. So I'm going to split them all over the next few podcasts. I've got them in a brand new file. We're going to start today with 10 questions from Plod. So are you guys ready?
Yeah.
And I need to keeping score, I guess.
What's the questions related to?
Minecraft.
I think it's TB mostly, right?
Yeah, you've probably both read all of these already and know all the answers, but it's fine.
Didn't.
No,
Okay.
those. Yeah, I'll tell you now. I don't watch anybody else's videos, so I'm not going to know none of this.
We're
You
gonna
won't get a
find
very good score
out.
then, that's fine. Right, okay, Slack and Jesse. So basically, I'm going to do this one as like quickest person first, like as if there was a buzzer, but without an actual buzzer.
Okay.
Yeah. Rather than asking you both or getting you to write it down. So, question number 1. One of the Truly Bedrock members is a fairly well-known zombie pigman. How many syllables are in his name?
5?
Yes. Well done. Point to Jesse. It's like Wes just sat there going, I'll wait for Jesse on that one.
No, I'll have to just wait for Jessie, and she answers them all. That's great. I don't have to do nothing. I can sit here and play Minecraft. I mean,
it's like in the spirit of a fun podcast and a bit of team, camaraderie, it would be very nice if you would at least try.
I was counting on my fingers and everything.
Okay,
See, he's trying.
Okay, good.
And
In
I'll just put my
TB
hand in
Season
my
2, what was Sannerly the name of?
Sannerly.
Excuse me?
So, hold on.
Sannerly.
Sannerly.
No.
Someone's base? Was it
Yes.
someone's base?
It was Mr. Beardstone's base. I have no idea, but I'm going to give you half a point for that, Jesse.
Okay.
Okay. Question number 3. What vehicle was parked outside the very modern-looking Rogue Corp HQ in TB Season 2?
Nope. I don't watch nobody else.
Hold
like
on. It was... I can't remember if it was a plane or a helicopter. It was a... helicopter?
Well done,
Helicopters were
Jesse.
the
Oh,
nose.
jeez.
I remember now that I knew the answer, but when they read the questions with the spoilers, I was like, I have no idea. What was Dadcraft's shop called on Truly Bedrock Season 2? Oh, well done, Slack.
There you go.
See, I couldn't remember that either.
Oh, yeah.
That's me and him did the diamond challenge. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, question 5. Which TB member spent weeks building a big pile of sand on top of an ocean monument in hope of creating a giant sandcastle?
Prove it, guy.
Well done, Slack.
Didn't we all watch it?
Yeah, we watched that live, and it was horrible for...
Yeah. I know why that's horrible now.
Why?
I never really understood it before. So, obviously, blocks don't cause lag. But when a block becomes a gravity block, it actually just becomes an entity. It turns from a block to an entity. The entity falls down with gravity, and as soon as that block hits the floor, it turns back into a block again. So it was turning all of those blocks. The entity itself wouldn't have caused any lag. Well, not much anyway. But all of those blocks
like
just changing state is what was causing the problem.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the reason half of them never actually landed as piles is because some of them are still falling in the air. The towers that they were landing on weren't 100% set in stone when it had to make a decision to turn into an entity or not again. So they just drop as items. So, yeah, there you go.
Well, there you go.
Okay. Right. Question number 6. In Truly Bedrock Season 3, who were the Barn Brothers?
Beardy, Tiz, and Silent.
Yep.
Well done, Slack. Another point for
dang
Slack, which makes it 3-2 to Slack. He's 3-2.5. Sorry,
Yes.
Jesse. Take away a half point there. Why did the Barn Brothers headquarters not survive in Season 3?
It blew up.
Yes, I'll give you that, Slack. So it said Tiz Tom decorated it with TNT and it exploded. So yeah, right, Jesse, you're going to be quicker than this. You've got 3 questions left.
Okay.
Who was the first player to die in Truly Bedrock Season
Tiz.
3? Yes, well done, Jesse. Okay, 2 more questions. Number 9, Bruno arrived on TB when he was sent back in time by future Mr. Beardstone. But what was different about the future Mr. Beardstone?
Different facial hair. He had a goatee? Did he have a goatee?
He did. Well done. And last question, number 10. Which toy inspired Tiz Tom's TB Season 2 base?
Lego.
Well done.
There you go.
Slack, you win with 5. 5
Nice.
versus 4.5. Well done, Slack. And there was me thinking Slack was just going to sit there and let Jesse B do all of them.
No.
So well done.
Are you kidding
Absolutely
me?
amazing.
Slack knows. He pretends like he doesn't. He pays attention.
He
Just
does
lurk
pay
streams.
attention.
I don't watch videos.
Jeez,
All the questions I
right.
got were stream stuff. Groover stuff. Everything was stream.
That
Was that
makes
the
sense.
questions? That was the questions, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's the end of the questions. If you would like to ask us a question or give us any quiz questions or anything like that, then you can by emailing us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, or you can join join the Discord. It's better. or you can fill out the handy feedback form on the minecraftupdate.com website. Right, just a quick reminder that this show is supported now by Patreon, and if you would like to support the show, if you're enjoying it, it would be very nice if you did. The tiers are cheap, mate, so don't worry about it, and you can set caps on it. I need to find a way of doing this better, guys. I need to practice this. Go to the patreon.com/the Minecraft Update. It would be very, very much appreciated, and it would be amazing to see many, many of you there so that we can all live long and prosper.
Nice.
Many.
Pay your podcast fee, people.
Yes. It's time for the socials. So, Jessie B, you're just streaming many, aren't you?
Yeah, many, and I'm going to try to do one video a week.
Wow. So you're streaming every day and doing a video a week as well?
I am.
Are they YouTube streams or Twitch or a bit of both?
A bit of both.
Okay. And Slack?
Probably a lot of streaming. There will be regular TV videos coming out weekly. Slackville episodes whenever I sit down and edit.
Okay, amazing. Well, I will be streaming 4 times a week as usual, and hopefully having a video on Saturday if Slack and I actually manage to get together on Friday and I have chance to actually edit it. And that's it from us. All there's left to say is the same thing that I say at the end of every week, which is, I had an amazing one from the chatbot and I've forgotten it. Let me see if I've got it in my keep notes. I asked it.
I thought it was going to be pay your stream fee.
No. I asked it what I should say at the end of every podcast, and it came up with some really nice sign-off messages. I was like, no, yeah, but I say this at the end of every podcast, so how should I say it? And it's like, say this. And I can't find it now. Maybe it's in my pictures.
Sad day.
I must have it somewhere. Where's bruh?
Smoke
here we go.
Yep, dogs
It
again.
says,
Yep.
And as I say at the end of every podcast, keep calm and mine on.
I like that.
Yeah, it gave me lots. As I say at the end of every podcast, let's all try to avoid becoming the creeper's next victim. And then don't forget to like and subscribe, and may the blocks be ever in your favour. Dig deep and keep exploring the world of Minecraft. Keep building, crafting, and surviving the world of Minecraft. The only limit is your imagination to keep mining and crafting. There was loads.
Wow.
Chatbot AI for the win. So there we go. That's it. We're done. The end. Goodbye.
Woo.
Bye, Slack.
I can't hear you over smoke detectors and dogs.
Amazing. Okay, well, in that case, I'm going to cut that off there.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Bye.